fun, isn't it? Well, Paige made a return to Raw early on, early opening show when the Kabuki Warriors was Kairi Sane facing off one-on-one against the Raw Women's Champion to open up the show, and then we had Paige coming in, and then getting a green mist to the face by Asuka. And that was pretty much it. We had our match. It was a good match. Decent elbows, stiff moves, basic crossbody. Obviously, the same match we've been getting by Becky Lynch, but it was against Kairi Sane. That was a bit different, except it's not selling much because we don't know who's going to be the next contender, and we know the brand split Survivor Series. But this time we're introducing NXT. Is going to play a factor on November 24th. So please, at least buy your tickets as a fellow smart that loves NXT, like the competitors, and think it's a great environment. Do that at least. It ends up with the Disarmor off distraction playing a factor in and Kairi Sane loses to Becky Lynch. Then we just went off to somehow R-Truth facing off against Buddy Murphy, and it's like Buddy Murphy, R-Truth, a bunch of midgets. Yeah, no Lucha House Party. And it's like, oh, I think they're trying to put like former cruiserweight champions and put him in with the cruiserweight title. Fine, draft Leo Rush. Leo Rush is on NXT, so how would this play a factor? Well, Buddy Murphy's just going to be the young talent draw, and the dude just borderline beat the shit out of just an average match against R-Truth, and this is coming him trying to proclaim himself back as 24/7 champion after when the Singh brothers beat him. And then, after an average match, it was not much, just super chaotic bicycle knee to the face, just knowing what you get, even though like you saw Buddy Murphy in kickoff shows a lot over the course of the beginning of the calendar year when he was Cruiserweight champion, and pretty much most of his matches you see on SmackDown, so I don't know why he just gets his intro match and then he loses to the greatest jobber of all time, R-Truth, and then comes off with most of the guys that are the jobber division. Yes, I made my own division for the irrelevant faggots that can't get a match or at least get over or have any charisma, and they just come around circling around the ring. Pretty much that was it. Buddy Murphy won. That's all you need to know. Murphy's Law is a good finishing move. Then we had the Street Profits saying they want the smoke. One problem. They just had a tag team main event match. It was a decent promo. They were interacting with the crowd. It was awesome and stuff, but they weren't interacting with any wrestlers. They already beaten the OC before, so what other tag teams are there other than trying to face off against the Viking Raiders? And they didn't even promo where we were NXT Tag Team Champions before. We'll now be the new Raw Tag Team Champions and try to build something out of that because they want the smoke. They want to prove that they are tremendous talent. I'm shocked that they didn't go anywhere. Like they're trying to target the Tag Team Champions. And they are literally just Crime Time 1.0 at this point, other than Enzo and Kaz. Then they had a better backstage interview because they were acting a bit more emotional. And then we had our second match, but ends in a DQ finish with RKO out of nowhere after Ricochet was attempting the 630. Saw Randy coming and then RKO out of nowhere. After a match, I took 3 commercial breaks. This was a good match. Just why another rematch against 2 guys that are representing one dude? Why the fuck would you want to see that? I like Ricochet and McIntyre. They're good wrestlers. Just understand, nobody wants to see rematches of the same competitors every week. Change up the competitors. You got multiple heels, multiple baby faces. This is a problem with the draft. If you're not going to utilize your roster, what's the point of making the draft? Are you still going to do this 50-50 booking shit? Because now McIntyre pinned him clean when they faced them for the first time on Raw. Then the next week on Raw, Ricochet wins by DQ after Orton comes out of nowhere just to spring heat on McIntyre. And McIntyre is like, yeah, what's good, man? Yeah, keep that same energy, nigga. Keep that same energy. Randy coming around acting aggressive as fuck. And then he just beats the shit out of Ricochet some more. That's pretty much it. Not much happened. No babyface came to help out with Ricochet because most of the babyface members are on SmackDown, so there's no point of doing that. Just so Orton and McIntyre can get some heat over them. And they're still missing a few members since Rollins is out and the other member. Next up, we had the Chicago Cubs face off against... Why the fuck are they facing jobbers still? Give me a reason. I need one reason why they are given jobbers. I'm not doing this because I hate the Viking Raiders. I'm doing this because I want them to evolve. Other than that aggressive team that's not that good in the mic. They just scream terrible, overly aggressive, overly portioned promos that go nowhere, and then they come up just having a jobbing match, and then they lose at Crown Jewel as the Raw Tag Team Champions. You see how that makes no sense? That makes no sense. And I'm spoiling because this review is overdue. And tomorrow night, I'm going to Raw live. So I'm really happy. And I'm going to do this because fuck. Oh, man. And I got to save my energy up. I'm trying to be a little bit late with the Crown Jewel because I'm trying to edit. And I'm telling you, man, it's not fun to edit. It's not. It's really not fun to edit. It's not. It's time consuming. And I already have a college schedule. So having that in my head. Ooh, shit, that's tough. That's tough, man. That's a new level of niggerism. Viking Raiders, when they do their stupid knee power slam, bloody, bloody, blah, no one cares. This gets them not over. This doesn't make them interesting. This doesn't make anything, especially when there's no authority figure and no anybody to, like, do anything. So not that much. You're just waiting for a challenge now. And then we have Zelina Vega assisting Andrade with Sin Cara, with Catalina, that looks thick as fuck, facing off against in the corner of Sin Cara in this one-on-one rematch from last week. They had a tremendously good match. This time it ends off Catalina trying to stop Zelina Vega from interrupting off a Hurricane Run that came into a factor, hitting the Hammerlock DDT. Then a simple roll-up this time off Andrade. Are they going to build up to this moment? Is Catalina going to be a major factor here? No! I don't know what's going to happen next week. That's why I'm coming up to see. Plus, it's going to be in Long Island, so better spend that money. Do something with it. Because my first time going to Raw, then I'm going in Raw. Going deep inside Raw. Whatever. It comes up with Andrade winning again. Never getting... It gets no one over. They just went through their simple moves. Went over the ropes. Catalina proves that she can do nothing except spew out a bit of Spanish. And she's thick. That's pretty much it. Look at them thick-ass thighs. Okay, another side of me is coming out that I don't want to share. Okay, I'm good. I'm good with that. I'm good. I can control myself for a few minutes. I can do this. It's perfectly fine to be human. I'm gonna smash all the thick bitches in WWE so bad. All right. Next up, we have the Iconics, the Jobbers, face off against the Irrelevants and Charlotte Flair and Natalya in a tag team match. That was so poor. So boring. The discus double lariat off this fucking midget. Peyton Royce and Bailey not selling shit except overly screaming and selling a match that obviously that just came into a spear finish. So that was awesome. No one cared. No one cared about this match. You don't care about this match. I especially don't care about this match because it just came with Natalya and Charlotte. Even though they have the most on and off friendship, thanks to these women, the majority of their careers have been feuding for the women's championship for the majority of 3 years. 4 if you're counting NXT feuding. So I don't get it. Why the fuck are they tagging? After this bitch just tagged with Lacey Evans the main event of Raw a few weeks ago. Is she just assumed to tag with blonde people? Awesome. Just ended up with a sharpshooter after Peyton Royce got caught with a spear and just won the match. Awesome. No one cares. Next up, we had Eric Rowan face off against Seth Rollins. It was a good match. I'm not gonna lie. And it just came up with chairs pelting all over the time, trying to hit the iron claw literally on his opponent and hit him on the table. I hit him on the announce table, and he fucking curb stomped him on the goddamn table. And this was a match, but no one cared because Eric Rowan had no reason to feud with Rollins other than he's supposed to be that monster of the week, thinks he's over 6'5". He has a face move that he can use to choke somebody and literally choke him on the floor, and he can scream awkwardly loud. So he is a big fit for a rip-off Braun Strowman, a rip-off Kane, a rip-off a Big Show. Big Show, yeah. He's fat too. Oh boy. At least he's fast. He was able to make this a more fast-paced match, even though we obviously know this is going to be out. And there was a pretty cool curve stomp into the ladder. Rowan kicked out again. And then he used he used a forklift to come and pin him for Rollins to survive over the 3 count. Somehow Bray Wyatt didn't come until then. Because this is a few nights before Crown Jewel, so obviously they were trying to build stuff up because Bray Wyatt's still on SmackDown, so obviously he wouldn't come. It just comes with Rollins surviving Rowan, and they might just feud in the future. I don't know. I don't give a shit. Next up, we had, of course, AJ Styles against Humberto Carrillo for the United States Championship. And it was a good match. Really good match of Humberto Carrillo. He's not good in the promo department, but he could sell tilt-a-whirl backbreakers, inverted springboard into a DDT. He got a good-ass Hurricane Rana and a reverse Hurricane Rana out there. Sell the shit out of Styles' best move. And then somehow, Jesus Christ, this was just a tremendous match. And it just came up with the shocker off the Cav Killer coming into play. And then after the handshake, just beat the shit out of him. But then Street Profits came for the save and just ended it up. They might just have a 6-man tag involving Carrillo, Street Profits, and that OC next week on Raw. And then we had King's Divorce Court. And it ended up with so many mixed messages coming from Lana at the main event. It just came with, like, oh, he wouldn't pay for my expenses because I'm being a model, or he's abusing me, he's cheating on me. I think it's just any reason to be siding with Lashley at this point. For no reason. For no reason at all. And I'm shocked over most of this. Styles doesn't even bring up after what happened with the Kevin Owens incident after the OC faced off against Street Profits the previous week. And then we have Lashley just faced off against Strowman and then beat the shit out of him just so he can get the heat at the end of the day. And then stomp on the wedding ring. Yeah. It was good wrestling. Terrible promos. There was at least a build-up, maybe come Survivor Series in a certain stipulation for the Lashley and Rusev feud. Even though I have no reason, other than these random reasons, why Lashley just comes in his wrestling gear and beat the shit out of Rusev. Corello just being cannon fodder just to get jobbed out because he's never won a match yet. Rollins and Eric Rowan having a match for no reason. The Iconics getting jobbed out, even though being the longest reigning women's tag team champions. Sin Cara just getting jobbed out to Andrade so we can just randomly beat luchadors and never take their mask, never do anything, and just for Catalina to be a complete wreck. The Viking Raiders still having jobbers since beating the OC, and thinks there's no legit tag division still. There's no reason for them to even be tag team champions at this point or have a brand split. And a random match again that costed 3 commercial breaks and nearly caught me to sleep in the first fucking hour. This show was a mess. I'm not saying that there wasn't great talent, but the wrestling gotta stop and the logic gotta begin. You have NXT now coming into the Survivor Series. Maybe that should come to some order that you faggots should go back to GMs. Maybe you should get more valets or managers to produce some of the wrestlers. Cause last time I fucking checked, the War Raiders can barely speak. You still got the Authors of Pain doing these decryptive promos in different languages, but they don't do much except that one time they attacked some random jobbers backstage that barely get screen time to begin with. The Iconics get jobbed out. You get Humberto that can barely speak fucking English. Let this guy from Saudi gets good matches somehow. And Crown Jewel and barely has a contract, but you're telling me Humberto got it even though he's a consistent jobber. And Rusev is in a feud that makes very fucking little sense. And this is the second time he was in a feud that involved Lana in a predicament with their relationship. And this time it wasn't a shoot. I mean, it's still a work, I guess. I don't give a fuck at this case. I just want an interesting storyline. They legit kissed, but still it's acting. It's still acting at this case, you faggots. And this might be the second time they would fail to actually sell Rusev and Lana with a legit relationship angle that didn't go to shit like it was involving Summer Rae, that's out of the business, and Dolph Ziggler, that's on SmackDown somehow in a tag team with Robert Roode. That makes some goddamn sense. This show gets a 4 out of 10. Still, this was a mess all over the damn place. And this is for a pay-per-view from a different country that's selling shit that most of the men on the main roster don't even want to fucking go. And I don't give a fuck what happens, bro. Real shit. I don't care. You can tell that. And a word to all the Make-A-Wish kids. You know why? Because I know they're gonna die at the end of this bullshit. I don't care what happens to the Iconics, what the fuck happens with Sin Cara. He gets one good match since coming back as a singles competitor, and he doesn't even he gets one random promo, and he still loses to Andrade after getting his bitch in there. The Viking Raiders are still not over. Fuck this Hogan and Flair tag team bullshit. The Street Profits are still new age slaves. And goddamn Buddy Murphy's wasting his time. He should go to Impact or something. And Paige is just there to just be abused. I don't even know why she's thinking, oh, you guys are leaving me. Oh, you guys used to be way better. And somehow me being gone from your corner, somehow Asuka looks cooler. Kairi Sane looks better. They're tag team champions. I don't know why the fuck she would come back. It's not like they were getting screen time whenever she was in their corner with her preachy ass goddamn English accent. Still want to fuck her though, live on camera. No, oh, oh man, that's the raw review from the DST show. I wish the show was a bit better, logic wise, because it comes more than just two good matches of wrestling in an over 20-minute match that took 3 commercial breaks and terrible storyline telling. So what I can tell you is watch a few of the matches, see at least a King's Court segment. I guess if you want to be intrigued in the Rusev and Lashley feud, and something that Seth Rollins and Rowan match was entertaining at least. And Rowan can make matches entertaining, just not his promos are entertaining. And so is Rollins. Fuck Rollins. Fuck him to hell. Just die, Rollins. Just die. You deserve to lose that Universal title because you are disinteresting as all fuck. You're screechy. You're annoying. You're like the first time. You're like if Tyler Black never dropped his balls when he was Ring of Honor World Champion. I don't give a fuck. This show sucked. Thank you for watching, folks. Like, comment, and subscribe and join my show.